day, Ruskin enjoys. Hope tonight, because it's time for Proper Review. Now, last week we discussed the April 16, 2026 Rust Store, and of course that means today we're here for April 23, 2026. So sit back, relax, and start yapping. What was my initial reaction when I first saw this Rust Store? Is that a transparent aim sight SKS finally being accepted? Yes, it is. So, of course, Redemption Collection, it's quite big. Lots of notable weapon skins being accepted, especially ones with transparent aim sights. And lo and behold, the very first transparent aim sight SKS right there on display. Priced at $3, I'm like, yeah, that's going to sell quite a lot. And yeah, that's probably the thing that's going to get bought the most this week. I could just tell. But I was kind of surprised because I was initially thinking, right? I was under the assumption that maybe we wouldn't see another transparent aim sight, or rather, the first ever transparent aim sight SKS until we had like a certain kick drop or twitch drop. Maybe not until like another year after, since it first became skinnable, would we see one in a Rust Store. Well, no, it only took like 2 or 3 months. Boom, there you go. Well. So, yes, instantly that's making it very, very special. But take note of what I just said. Twitch drop / kick drop. I'll be talking about that a little bit in a second, but anyway. Oh, okay, Black Ops Tier 2. That's looking pretty sweet. And Naval Camo boots and gloves. To be honest with you, we did get quite a lot of interesting clothing armor this week. This is an actual interesting batch of skins. Okay, cool. Knights Templar, that was also looking pretty sweet. Again, it looks really nice. What with all the armor and whatnot there. So that's a very cool looking jacket. And at the time, the first jacket skin for 2026. So, okay, cool. Speaking of first skin for the year, we also happen to have an EOKA skin. And we haven't seen an EOKA skin for like a year and a half. So that's looking pretty special. That's looking pretty sweet. Okay, fair enough. And it's also antique. Antique's got a very interesting style to it that I thought perhaps a lot of people would appreciate on this EOKA. Well, it's been accepted. Is it going to happen? So, alright, cool. Then, of course, another pop star skin. Wait, what? Another Gothic Veil skin? What? Hold on a second. Didn't we just literally have a sheet metal double? Yes. Didn't we literally just have an MP5? Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, honestly, this was a pretty good looking Rust Store. But of course, with every single Rust Store, I always have to consider what potentially could be the best investments for the week. So as I'm sitting here, I'm looking around. You might notice the sales have passed. And, well, I don't believe this is the first 24 hours of sales, but I can get a clear idea of what potentially might be selling a lot more compared to others. And basically, I had to talk about the SKS first. I had to jump onto that first. It honestly looked as if that was going to be the interesting skin for the future, but there's one notable certain problem. On the workshop, back then, we saw it. We were fully well aware of a certain, what would eventually be a kick drop right there on display. So this had been on the workshop for quite some time. And I know, Recoil and Dylan Zito, they don't submit skins in hopes of it becoming a drop. They get skins made because they know they're getting a drop. There's a big difference. And seeing this, I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. Don't tell me. Uh-oh. Transparent aim sight. There is a marble white SKS on the workshop, and I just knew that at some point, perhaps in the near future, some sort of event's going to take place that's going to be given away for absolutely free. I wonder what event that might be. But yes, seeing that made me question this quite a bit more. But you know what? That's marketable. The kick drop isn't. Maybe that might impact the sales of this. And I did make a fuss about the proposed Recoil and Dylan Zito drop SKS. But still, that's marketable. I'm not sure if we're going to see another transparent aim sight SKS anytime soon in the Rust Store. Maybe that'd be quite alright regardless. But that was the thing I was mainly focused on. I was also fairly focused on the Black Ops collection. After a while, we finally see the Tier 2 armor being accepted. So, of course, by default, we just sit here and wait for, like, I don't know, hoodie and pants, boots and gloves. Okay, cool. One little concern I had, though, was how much was this going to sell in comparison to the Tier 3? Because you might recall the Tier 3 had a bit of a funny situation. The face mask accidentally was listed at 25 cents for about 15 minutes. Yeah, that got like a 10,000 plus sales because of that. But yeah, 27,000 and apparently only 28,200 subscribers here. Could the tier 3 end up in trouble? Is the tier 2 actually going to sell a reasonable amount? Okay, we'll see how it goes. But I was interested because the collection, it has, well, it's grown quite nicely. There's a lot of interesting skins being produced for it. I had some reasonably high hopes. So, okay, cool. Naval camo boots and gloves. We have to talk about the fact that we've already had all the core pieces. Now we have the boots and gloves. Essentially, we do have like a complete collection now. But were the boots and the gloves going to sell as much as what we saw with the tier 3, the tier 2, and the hoodie and pants? Where's it going to slot in? When we saw these being accepted, that tier 3 armor whole head rose up in price ever so nice. But I've basically been yapping a lot about naval camo over the past few months, based on back then. I was constantly wondering, was it going to be appreciated during the summertime, specifically during summer peaks, July and August? I certainly was looking at it positively, but, you know, was everything going to actually work out nicely? It's nice to have high hopes. Doesn't always mean it's definitely going to work out, does it? Mm-hmm. So, alright, cool. I also had to look at the Knights Templar jacket and give it my props, because again, it just looked really cool. I thought that was a very stylish looking design. Basically, it's like a cape, like a robe. Not the first time we've seen such a thing, but I thought the skin creator did a fantastic job of that. Now, would it be appreciated in the further future? Well, we'll talk more about that in a bit, won't we? And of course, for these two skins in particular, Gothic Veil Sheepman Adore. Well then, we're still waiting for the crypt building skin to be added at this specific point in time, but that did look nice. And funnily enough, this had been submitted before we even saw the Sheep Metadubador being, well, accepted. So it wasn't like this was made as soon as possible. It was already there. So instant acceptance a week after the Sheep Metadubador. No complaints from me. So, yeah, Popstar Jackhammer. Well, hold on a second. Isn't this the focused item of the month? Yes. There will be more jackhammers. So there could be concerns, there could be worries. But I'm seeing Popstar skins being produced in the workshop, and at this specific point in time, I'm starting to question, are we going to have like a lot more Popstar skins being accepted all of a sudden? Are we going to have a resurgence? We'll talk more about that in a bit, don't you worry. So, okay, cool. So, let's now go ahead and point out the first 24 hours of sales. I can confirm to you, Redemption SKS had sold quite decently. And when I did my predictions video, it was basically around the same time. In fact, if I were to go back over to here, look at that, it looks like this was recorded just before. Okay, cool. So I did have a good insight in regards to how much all the skins could potentially reach by next Thursday. Again, that's what I normally look at when I do the considerations with the 48 hours of sales. Anyway, so Redemption SKS. You're selling decently, but not absurdly. Could that still potentially go all the way up to 30,000 subscribers? Is that looking okay? At the very least, it looked like it's going to be like reasonable. Reasonable based on the fact that, okay, you know, it's a pay-to-win transparent aim sight skin, but it doesn't look like it's going to do 50,000 subscribers, for example. So, okay, fair enough. Naval camo boots and gloves. Well then, I did do a quick comparison with the tier 3 armor, and it did look as if it was going to match up reasonably close to the sales of tier 3. Now, tier 3 was doing very, very, very good at this specific point. I certainly had more, like, higher hopes for both of those two skins. Black Ops tier 2, definitely not selling as much as the tier 3, and I definitely made a point about that. Yep. And Knights Templar jacket, it was doing alright, no complaints. So, yeah, honestly, overall, things were looking pretty sweet. But notably, the door, the jackhammer, they weren't selling that much. So, okay, cool, fair enough. We get the idea, we get the point. But how did everything look when we did the abnormal barders? So, on the night of abnormals, get a good look at that. Let's go. Well, you know what? Yeah, you can see that perfectly fine. Redemption SKS. On the Wednesday night, 24,244 subscribers. Black Ops Kilt. 17,226 subscribers. And then the other two pieces are tier 2 around 16,000. Naval camo boots and gloves, just about, well, just about 16,000 here, and just about 15,800 here for the Roadside gloves. Knights Templar jacket, 15,800 subscribers. Yeah, honestly, that's looking fine. Okay, well, if it's fine, are there still great potential things to jump in and do good barters on, and maybe buy straight from the Rust store? So, alright, what prices did we suggest for all the skins? So I'm looking at the Redemption SKS, priced at $3, and we know there is a potential kick or twitch drop on the workshop with a transparent aim sight. I went with $1.80 to $2.20. I thought, okay, you know what? Later down the line, I wouldn't be surprised if it bounces up. I wouldn't be surprised if it does retain and do nicely over the course of July and August. But if we were to see that drop appear fairly soon, could it dip? Could it suffer a bit? It's a bit conflicted. And of course, inevitably, we do have October, the autumn fall seasonal dip. I won't be surprised if that suffers. I won't be surprised if we do see more transparent aim sight SKS skins being accepted in future Rust stores. So the more we see that, the less special that becomes. I don't think that was going to happen anytime soon. So looking at that, making questions, yeah, I went with $1.80 to $2.20. Now, regards to the Black Ops Tier 2, specifically for the kilt, I thought, you know what? With the kilt and the vest priced at $2, and with the coffee can priced at $1.49, I knew the kilt was going to be more in demand. It's the only leg armor we have that's skinnable. I thought, you know what? That has sold considerably less compared to Tier 3. If we do see hoodie pants and boots and gloves, I'd be surprised if they're more likely to sell equal to the Black Ops Tier 2 rather than the Tier 3. Or maybe it sells more, who knows. Anyway, I thought that Tier 2 was in a good spot. I thought the kilt was looking perfectly fine. I offered $1.20 to $1.70 for the Black Ops kilt. I offered 80 cents to $1.10 for the $1.49 Black Ops coffee can helmet. And with the Black Ops vest, also priced at $2, I suggested $1 to $1.50. Now, regards to the Naval Camo boots and gloves, well, actually, I should point out only the gloves were abnormal. $1.49, I suggested 80 cents to $1.10. They did match up quite nicely at Tier 3. I thought, you know what, I'm going to go strong, might even buy some. With the Knights Templar jacket, with it priced at $3.49, I wasn't as confident in that compared to all the other skins. I went with $1.70 to $2.20. I wasn't really sure what happens next. All we had left really were the boots and the gloves, and I wasn't sure if they were going to be accepted anytime soon. They'd been submitted quite some time back, so... And then we had like the Gothic Veil Sheep in the Door. I don't really trust Sheep in the Door skins. They usually drop off real bad. But again, would this get like a nice impact with, the crypt building skin? I was still considering that, but I still don't trust Sheep in the Doors. So I only went with 80 cents to $1.20, about halfway from its $2.49 price. With the Sunbaked Salvaged Axe, I mean, it was fine for what it was, but wasn't fully into it. Didn't really have much to say, did I? What with the third ever Salvaged Axe skin? I said 80 cents to $1.20 for that $2.49 skin. Popstar Jackhammer, $2.49. I've seen the Popstar weapon skins of the past work out very, very nicely. Could the same thing happen with the Jackhammer? Yeah, I thought positively. So, yeah, I suggested $1.50 to $2. And I haven't even talked about the Wrought Iron large box, really, have I? Another interesting transparent design from the Wrought Iron collection, but I only suggested $1.50 to $2. And of course, the two skins that weren't abnormal, Naval Camo boots, priced at 99 cents. I said 80 cents to 90 cents. I was going to go on strong. And with the antique EOKA pistol, with that priced at $2, I thought, you know what? Are we going to see another EOKA pistol skin anytime soon? But I was also fully well aware, recent EOKA skins, they haven't really worked out very nicely. No. So I only suggested 80 cents to $1.20. Right then, so after all that happened, when I looked at the abnormal bars of support, of course I sat there and questioned, did I actually want to jump in and buy any of the skins straight from the Rust store? Well, I can confirm to you, I looked at the skins, I looked at the support, And I thought, okay, I've got to jump in. I've got to go buy 30 of the Redemption SKSs. I've got to jump in. I've got to buy 50 of the Black Ops kilts. And with the Naval Camo Road Sun gloves, I thought, I'd rather buy the gloves rather than the boots. Boots can be a bit iffy, but I thought, you know what, the gloves would be appreciated. So I bought 30 of them. So yeah, I did jump in. I did buy some skins. But now, how did everything turn out? Did it match up to expectations? Redemption SKS is doing okay. Now, initially, it was doing quite alright. It was slightly in the positive. Like, not stupendous, not amazing, not insane, but it was retaining, it was doing okay. But right now, we have the kit drops currently out. And as you'll notice, oh, look at that, a familiar looking SKS is right there and available for absolutely free. Oh. So yeah, a good 2 months early, we found out about the kick drop. And I did make a big fuss about it. I did warn everybody. But you know what? This doesn't look terrible. This doesn't look bad. It's looking quite thin. No big fat quantities. No other people. It looks fine. And the support still looks good. As time goes on, I do believe that could still work out quite nicely. And we're literally like a few weeks away and then it's July. Once it's July, we should start expecting prices to improve even better. But even right now, halfway through June, I've seen a lot of Ruskins doing very, very nicely. So yeah, timing's a bit awkward for this right now. And again, you know, with what's available for free right now, I'm not too surprised this has happened. But once we roll into July and August, when we potentially have even more people playing, what do you reckon might happen? Don't you think it might rebound and go up? Ooh. And I will point out as well, we're still seeing SKS skins being produced. I'm just not seeing that many of them with transparent aim sights. I get the feeling most skin creators are like, you know what, doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I'll just do a normal one then. So this might be perfectly fine and unique for a while with the kick drop. Again, that's marketable. So it does kind of have that bonus to it. So yeah, it's been on a bit of a decline, but I'm talking like down by 5% and that's it. 10 sales happen. I'm sure it's back up to being evens. So yeah, I'm not upset with it. It's retaining, but it's not exactly looking profitable. But I could wait a year and I'd be happy with that. That'll probably go up to about $5 in a year. I'm fine. I can wait. Can you? So did you buy any of these Redemption SKSs? Maybe just bought one for yourself. That's fine. You know, I'm hoping you're appreciating it, enjoying it. But have you picked up any with a buy order? Have you actually bought any straight from the Rust store? I can tell you right now, I haven't bought any straight from the Rust. I haven't bought any with a buy order yet, but I wait for October. Black Ops Tier 2. We still remain hopeful. We still remain optimistic, but I haven't seen any boots and gloves or anything. Like, where's the hoodie and pants? Where's the boots and gloves? Maybe skin creators just wants to take a break. Fair enough. I mean, don't rush it. Don't work on something you're going to hate. But please, where's my hoodie and pants? Where's my boots and gloves? Still haven't. It's not there. I've seen a backpack. Backpack might be alright, but yeah, no new core piece, no boots and gloves, but it's still doing good. It's still doing good. Look at those. Look at the red sun kilts. It's fine. It's all right. It's still there. It's still doing okay. Maybe they're waiting it out until July and August when there's a lot more people playing. They could probably get a lot more sales. You know what? That's strategic. That's smart. But it's solid. It's fine. It doesn't look like that'll be going down in price anytime soon. And with it being so thin right here, if I see boots and gloves, if I see hoodie and pants in a Rust store, that's getting bought out. That's going up to $5 and beyond. So that is still doing all right. But it sits there and it remains waiting for those new pieces to appear. When will they come? I don't know. So I'm not upset that I bought a bunch of these. I'm still fine. I'm still happy. I still expect both the skin creators will pull off and make some very interesting looking skins. All right. So, all right. It is what it is. Oh, look at these. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're nice and profitable. Naval Camo boots and gloves did sell a little bit more compared to Tier 3. That's fine. They're still doing great. So, you know, compared to hoodie and pants, compared to Tier 2, both of them have sold less. And afterwards, we did see the backpack, we did see the jacket. Perfectly fine additions, I must say. But, well, yeah. What else is there to say? They're doing good. They've instantly just done good. It does appear that Naval Camo collection is being appreciated as of now. But then again, did these only really go up in price? What with the jacket skin being accepted recently? I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't look like it really changed that much. I mean, that's when the jacket appeared, clearly. But it did kind of cool off a bit. It is essentially a full collection now. We could still potentially see some tactical gloves, which have been submitted. But I'm not sure if that's going to matter that much. So anyway, I bought 30 of the gloves. I'm fine with that. I haven't picked up any of the Bardo yet. I will ask you, did you happen to buy any of the boots or the roadside gloves straight from the Rust store? Are you happy? So, yeah, no, it's fine. It's in a perfect spot. It's doing A-OK. And, yeah, no complaints here. That is looking lovely. So, yep, the jacket was accepted and complete the sets. Clearly Face Punch likes it. It wouldn't surprise me if we do see the tactical gloves at some point in the future. I'm rubbing my hands in anticipation. That's Templar jacket. Initially, this was bad. Initially, it went down pretty badly. I did buy a whole bunch of these with a buy order. Actually, I think I completely got dumped on. But then, you know how I just mentioned complete the sets for 2026? Oh, well, what's that Rust all look like? Let's just go get a quick look and see what was accepted. Oh, okay. Interesting additions to appear after the jacket, so of course, whilst this suffered, it rebounded, and it went up. So look at sales history. So it was going down, it was struggling, it was only $1.50. Now it's back up to its Rust store price. I'm not sure if that's going to hold forever, but it's now a complete collection. And the boots and gloves are selling quite decently. Let's just quickly show off the whole collection. Even the AK-47's gone up in price. I have 50 of these. Right, I'm a little bit happier. I might need to sell some of them. Anyway, cool. Double thumbs up. Very happy to see it. It wouldn't surprise me if these prices do go down, though, because, they only got the boost with the boots and the gloves. It's now complete. Maybe a tactical gloves in the future. We'll see. But yes, that is doing lovely. That is doing amazing. Did you happen to buy any of these straight from the store? Did you buy any with a barter? Because I'm not joking, I got dumped on. Initially, I was quite upset, but I thought, yeah, I'm sure at some point in the future it'll be all right. Well, Hedge, it's like 2 months later. Just like 2 months later. Yes, I have sold a few to get some sweet, delicious profit. Yes. So I've been making like dollar profits for each jacket I bought. I could hold on to a few and see what happens in the further future. I'm not sure if it's going to retain that price. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be able to keep it up or if it'll drop off a little bit later on. So we'll see. But yeah, that did recover. Very nice to see. Antique EOKA pistol. So as I said, it was the first one for this year, but it's not the only one. We did see another one being accepted somewhat recently. And since then, I have noticed it's kind of dropped off a fair bit. It's a nice and stylish looking EOKA, but it seems people just don't care enough about the more recent ones. So yeah, $1.50. Oh dear. And as you notice, slightly down now. So it's been trending more recently. Yeah, downwards. So it's not perfect, but it's not terrible. Maybe I have a bit of a rebound as we go through July and August. I certainly hope so. But I haven't actually picked up any of a barter yet. Didn't happen, unfortunately. I'm not upset. I'm also not really that surprised. I did try and play it safe, as I said. But, well, let's see if it does, manage to dig itself out of this hole. Antique Collection has had some interesting looking skins. A Thompson was produced, a pump shotgun, but they weren't accepted. It's a shame, isn't it? So, oh dear, well, sorry. Hedge sat here and said he doesn't fully trust sheet matadors. Hedge missed out on that sheet matador. Now, right now, you'll sit there and see it's only $4. It's only $4. But to my surprise, before we even had the garage door being accepted, by the way, this just shot up. Now, I'm led to believe William mentioned he liked it, or someone showed it on stream with him and he said he liked it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. So, yes, this went all the way up to $10 at one point. Now it's cooled off. Still doing good. still profitable. Like, that's probably the best performing sheet metal door we've had so far this year. But is it actually going to maintain that $4 price? Who knows? In fact, what with the garage door being accepted recently, did it even budge that much more? Doesn't look like it. When was the garage door accepted? Let's just talk about that. That was accepted towards the end of May. You know what? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got a boost. Yeah, all right, there you go. Okay, fair enough then. So, yes, it must have happened all at the same time. Because I was like sitting on my... I was on stream, just chatting away with the chat. And I was like, guys, why is this suddenly this price? We're just gawking at it. But then someone jumped in and said, oh, well, Jim, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool then. Well, I don't blame him. It's a good-looking skin. So, all right. I've also showcased this with the sheet metal double door, with a bit of fog, some torches, crypt building skin. It looks cool. I think a lot of people will be appreciating this for Halloween 2026. So, all right, I could see that having a nice future. Keep it up. Looking forward to see potentially even more. Do you reckon we saw another pop star skin immediately after Jackhammer? Well, I'd just like to point out, oh, a sheet metal door. An anime girl sheet metal door. I wonder if people would want that. So yes, we did immediately see another skin. And I can confirm to you, even though it was the focused item of the month, we do happen to have one particular skin still in the positive. But, you know, because of course we saw even more pop star skins after that, didn't we? So, yeah, no, it's doing all right. It's doing okay. Did it ever go below trust or price? Did it ever suffer? I do believe we had like a gap, like 2 weeks of no pop star skins, and then we got more. So I believe it dipped for a bit, and then it just went, whoop. It's retaining. It's doing all right. I'm sure it would still suffer as we go through October time. But no, that's still doing A-okay. So did you pick up any of these? Did you pick up any of Abarda? Like, again, feel free to comment below. In regards to anything here, did you buy straight from the Rust store? Did you pick up anything with Abarda? Because feel free to brag. That is in the positive, but it's not exactly profitable. If you're to sell right now, I think you'd just be evens. Let's see if it works out for the better in the future. Sunbaked salvage decks, I didn't really talk about it because, like, I knew there'd just be more salvage decks as back then. Even back then, I just didn't really care that much. Not to sound mean, it's a perfectly fine looking design, but I just knew there would be more. And guess what? Oh yeah, there was more. A lot more. A lot more. Including drops. Ooh. So yeah, it's lost in the shuffle. It's not holding up very nicely. It suffered. Yeah, what are you going to do? The first few skins for a brand new skinnable usually sell quite a decent amount, but when more and more and more options appear, suddenly it's no longer that special anymore. And that has suffered. Oh boy. And then we have Wrought Iron Large Box. If I could just zoom out, or rather go to Rust Help so you can see the price a little bit better. That sold for $3. And, you know, sorry for not really talking that much about it, but honestly, the only notable thing about this large box was the fact that it ended up being the lowest selling skin of the week, which, to be honest with you, was surprising. So, did it do all right? No, it's lost a quarter of its value. So, I only offered up to like $2 if I can recall. I can confirm to you I did buy a bunch of these. I did have to remove my barda. But, like, can I just look at the sales history? It's just trending downwards. Unfortunately, even though we do have somewhat of a collection, I mean, there's 4 in total. There are 4 in total. Not all of it's doing A-okay. There was an attempt for a sheet metal door. Yes, with transparency, yes. I like the chair and table. I'm still upset that wasn't accepted. The rug would have been nice. The small box would have been nice, but yeah. Maybe we'll see something randomly being picked in the next Rust store or two. Maybe we could still see some extra late picks over the course of the next several Rust stores this year. We'll see. But for what that was, I mean, I didn't buy any, but I have picked up some with barders. I'm not sure if that's going to be A-okay. Seems people don't really care that much in regards to a transparent large box design. So, it is what it is. Well, that's pretty much everything then. So in regards to like price suggestions and whatnot, to be honest with you, quite a lot of things did work out perfectly fine. You can only offer so much. But in regards to like anticipating prices dropping off, I think with my suggestions I was actually pretty okay. Unfortunately, the large box, I did get like, well, close to being completely dumped on. And I was kind of saved with the recent boots and gloves being accepted because I was completely dumped on with these jackets. But as I said, I have flipped some. I have made a profit. No complaints. Right, cool. Let's go ahead and give you a nice little preview for April 30, 2026. And oh my goodness, we've got quite a lot to talk about next week. Yes, indeed we do. Yes, that was a very interesting restore. And as you might notice, some of the prices have dropped off. Some of the prices have greatly improved. Ooh. So, yeah, quite a lot to talk about with the next week's store as well. And that's it. That's a wrap. So, with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope we gave you a nice little insight in regards to going back to these stores and talking about how things turned out and whatnot. Feel free to comment below your thoughts in regards to the store. Any of the skins here? Did you happen to buy anything straight from the store and whatnot? Are you currently pleased with how things are? You know how it is. And so with that, thank you very much for watching. Catch you later. See you. Goodbye.